When I told my parents I wanted to be an actor, they were not happy. Okay, that pretty much sums it up. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, wait, hold on. There is a plot twist. After 6 or 7 years, they are now supportive. Hi, welcome back. This is Jo. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am a Chinese actress living in Hollywood North, trying to chase the big dream of getting that Golden Man Oscar. Ever since I started making videos, I've been contacted by some really amazing hustling actors, and we've been able to share our journey and connect with how we started acting. And one of the most prominent things that came up is that shared loneliness and anxiety and frustration of being in this industry, especially when family and friends are not very understanding because of the nature of this industry and just are not as willing to give support as need be. Well, my hustling friends, this video is for you, and you are not alone in this roller coaster ride of a journey. So approximately 6 or 7 years ago, my family and I were having a vacation, and it was during dinner when the question kind of popped up.
So Josie, what are you going to do for work after you graduate?
I don't remember the last time I felt that terrified except when my parents gave me the talk. When a man and a woman falls in love, the man puts his into the woman. Yeah, I honestly don't know what I would have preferred. Like another talk about how babies come from or my career choices in my future. Basically back then I just kind of swallowed my food. I didn't have any preparation and I just told them very honestly, I want to be an actor. I swear a cloud of darkness just went over my mom's face and it just made the entire table awkward, and everything else from that point on tasted like rubber. And then they proceeded to give me their very disappointed opinions.
Josie, I think it's very important for you to consider a more realistic choice of career for you to be able to earn an income.
Well, when you fail, what are you going to do?
When you fail and you have to sell noodles out on the street to survive, you know and remember that you can always come back and make the right choices.
Oof. It honestly took everything in me to not cry at that dinner table. I felt so incredibly alone, so incredibly judged, and the worst of all is to feel like this biggest disappointment to the two people I love most in my life. Especially my mom, whom I want more than anyone else to be proud of me. And of course, I know they were coming from a place of love and they want me to live well and prosper. Their understanding of the acting industry is just so competitive and so impenetrable, let alone their rather mediocre daughter. Knowing that makes it all so much harder to stick by to my passion, stick by to my dream and what I love, because I would do anything to put a smile on their faces. So to end the conversation at the dinner table and make things less awkward, I try to balance things out a bit and tell them that, oh, if acting fails, then I'll just, go and be a psychologist. But at the end of the day, the damage was done, and that particular conversation at that dinner table is forever ingrained in my mind. After being in the industry for 5 or 6 years now, I can seriously tell you that there is nothing harder and more challenging than feeling that guilt and feeling like a disappointment to people who have so much expectations in you and who has invested in you with blood, tears, and sweat to raise you up into an adult. No audition failure, no rejection, no casting director scuffs would ever hurt as much as that disappointed look in the eyes of people you love and care about. But, so in many ways, that talk on the table was the biggest mountain for me in this entire marathon of acting that I had to get over. Everything else, you can scoff at me, you can reject me, it's not gonna get through my thick skin. Fast forward a couple of years, while being in university studying for a psychology degree, I slowly worked my way up in the industry, appearing on magazines, runways, TV commercials, and eventually landing my very first TV series role as young Jenny in Netflix's Wu Assassins. And let me tell you, my parents' attitude also started changing gradually after seeing my paycheck. my work. One of my most glorious moments is how my mom told me she made fun of my dad playfully about how much he makes as a university professor per hour compared to my paycheck when I just did a 15-minute modeling 3D project for a video game, which felt pretty good. And right before COVID landed, I got representation from a wonderful, huge LA management, which propelled me to a whole different level of auditions that I'm receiving and took me a huge step forward to get my precious Oscar. And for the very first time, my parents told me that they were proud of me and that they were excited for everything to come for me. And of course, they mentioned that when I finally get to buy a mansion at Beverly Hills to leave a room for them. This is all 6 to 7 years down the road after that night when I first told them about my dream. My friends, my fellow actors, the biggest thing that kept me going when I felt like I was an absolute failure was simply that I don't want to be lying on my deathbed and looking back on my life and just having all these regrets. You only live once in life. You gotta live life without regrets and live life like there's no tomorrow. And for what it's worth, and I deeply wanted to hear this back when I started, pursuing acting is one of the most competitive, one of the hardest, most challenging goals you can set for yourself. It takes a combination of passion and pure grit and perseverance and resilience and courage to progress forward. You are a tough hustler. So keep going. You will get there. If you like this video and you want to follow me in riding that Asian representation wave into Hollywood with my tiny T-Rex arms, click like, subscribe, and that bell button. I post a video on Friday at noon, and I will see you next time. Bye! One of the memory that really got stuck is when I had to go and perform the scene that required me to be this playful, sexy, I want to have some dirty fun with my husband character. Now bear in mind, this is the first couple of class in that entire course, and before that I've never performed anything so intimate in front of like 12 people. Obviously I did not do a very good job. I ended up looking like someone who just did an intense full body workout the day before. Honey, hi. And what did he do? He yelled at me.